Georgia on the logo, celebrating back-to-back Nats. Perfection wears red and black tonight, 15-0.
Georgia 4 yards from an SEC championship. First down. ETN in the I formation. They hand it to him. Touchdown! Georgia are SEC champions!
Sigue Ringo! Corta dentro! Ringo! Touchdown! Georgia! Flea Flicker to get the night started. Downfield looking for Godwin. Into his hands. And yes, which dogs are barking first? Uga, get after it.
Sonny Michel will send the dogs home to the championship game.
And Bobo throws that thing in the end zone and
yes! Touchdown! Touchdown in the goal line!
Georgia Bulldogs bludgeon their way to back-to-back. Glory, Georgia, as the fight song says.
This is our love for each other. 1 + 1 = what? 3. We are better together and we are connected.
This is Robert Iron E. Singleton, a.k.a. D-Dog from The Walking Dead, or Alton from The Blind Side, and you are watching Respect the Hedges on the Fan Addict Sports Network. All right, guys, go dogs, sick 'em.
What's going on, Dog Nation and Respect the Hedges family? It's your boy, Coach I. We here on Respect the Hedges YouTube for another episode of Respect the Hedges, man. Listen, last week we talked about what our thoughts was going into G-Day. G-Day has happened successfully. Hopefully not too many injuries. We'll get into that a little bit as well. And our thoughts on G-Day, who stepped up, who needs more work, and our overall takeaways from the game. So without further ado, y'all know, always presented by the Tailgate Kings. TailgateKingsATL.com, TailgateKingsATL.com, our very own JV with the Tailgate Kings. Let's hopefully he's going to put together some stuff for us this season. We shall see. But without further ado, man, we're going to get this party started. Got one of my guys in here already, so let's bring him in, Double Dog himself. It is Shawty Parker. What's going on, Shawty?
Coach, what's happening? What's happening?
Hey, man, another day to talk dogs. You know what I'm saying? Another day to talk dogs. That's what's up, man. So did you go to the game?
Yeah, I was able to make that 4.3 miles this year.
Right down the street from the house.
Yeah, I decided to make it. I enjoyed myself. It was good to see a bunch of the old guys.
Right.
And yeah, man, I saw it was a lot that I saw on the field that I like also, and I know we're gonna get into it.
Right. First lady is getting in, of course, Go Dogs. She says, sorry, I missed last week. I was in Macon. The kid had a poetry reading. I wasn't going to miss it. Hey, understandable. The Black Continuum in the building. It was good people. Good to see y'all. Appreciate you getting in, Black Continuum. Since First Lady already in here, let's go ahead and get petty with Shelby. All right, Shelby says, with the draft coming up, of course, really hope the Saints take Carson Beck. The Falcons will be guaranteed at least one pick when the game is on the line. Shots thrown. We appreciate that. Get petty with Shelby. It's never too early to get petty with Shelby. You feel me?
I see.
So, yeah, man, I checked out the G-Day game. I saw some stuff I liked. I saw some stuff that needs some improvement. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we'll leave it at that. We'll start with that, Shawty. So, overall, we'll get into some specifics here in a minute, but overall, which groups showed the most positiveness on G-Day for you, Shawty?
I would say that for sure, in my opinion, the tight end group. I mean, they were, they were all over the place doing a lot of great things, blocking and catching, showing off their versatility.
Right.
I was impressed with the offensive line too. I saw a lot of young guys that are starting to blossom and really become real part of the stronghold of the front, man. So I mean, I was impressed with it. Which I'm more of a kind of a skills guy, but I was looking at the big boys this spring, and I was impressed with a lot I saw.
Right. Since Drew Bobo not taking part, I like the guys that got snaps at center and the group overall at that O line as well. I mean, our D line I think is going to be formidable for sure, but the offensive line definitely right. And the offensive line, they held their own. I'll tell you, I was impressed with our running back room. That's what I'll say. I feel like there'll be three main guys, and then there's a couple of guys that'll get some totes here and there. But overall, I like what I saw from the running back room, whether it be running or catching out of the backfield, things of that nature. So offensively, man,
we went deep in that room.
We went real deep on G-Day. So now there are some guys in there. Like I said, we'll get into some specifics. There's some guys I don't think gonna get many touches, but that's because I feel like the top of the order is that good that you're gonna be hard to take them dudes off the field. You know what I'm saying? So but I'm with you in the trenches. I like the skill players, but the trenches, I like both the trenches. I think we got depth, competitive depth at on both sides of the ball in the trenches, which is, in the SEC. We're gonna need that anyway. So yeah, I think I'm trying to think if I felt like the tight end or the running back room was the best. Tight end room just is so much talent. Like it's crazy. It's somebody ain't gonna be happy at the end of the year. I can say that because there ain't enough balls to go around. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be but that's a good problem for us to have.
The thing that's great about it, we kind of talked about it last show. We don't have to we don't have to be creative in our game planning, and with being able to run everything that we would like to do at the tight end position, that will allow more of those guys to play. Maybe not as many snaps as they want, but they have opportunity to play.
But you had made a point earlier this year about we probably need to stay in 12 personnel minimum. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's a situation where we need to be running 11 personnel. You know what I'm saying? So it's just too much talent in that room. Speaking of the tight end room, we got one of our other guys with the tailgate keys himself. It is Javaris Johnson. What's going on, JV?
Man, what's going on, brethren? What's happening? Appreciate you guys starting the show, man. And I apologize for coming in late.
Oh man, we hold it down till our fellas get up in here, man. We're just starting the show out talking about which groups overall were impressive. We're gonna talk about some individual standouts here later, but which group or groups were you impressed with on G-Day?
So I already heard you guys kind of touching on the group that I thought was extremely impressive. I thought they were going to be impressive before the game even started, just from who I knew we had in the room. And then a guy who I actually had forgot about jumped off the page to me a little bit, Mr. Riddell. And it made that room extremely interesting. We have a lot of talent, man, at that tight end position. Jeez Louise. I mean, if that's not an embarrassment of riches, I don't know what it would be, but we're gonna have to find a way to get a lot of these guys on the field, at least for this year before somebody decide to make a move, because I think somebody's gonna be making a move next year.
It's just too deep, unless you just love.
They started bringing them in.
Yeah, and they still bringing them in, and it's just like, oh man, like you say, Riddell. To be honest with you, going into the day, of course. Getting into some specifics in that particular group, I was looking forward to, of course, Pro throw, see what he had, Elias Williams, and to see if Ethan Barbar was 100%. But then, you get Jaden Riddell, and because we know what Lucky can do. I mean, that's 4 names already, but then Jaden Riddell go out there. He looking Brock-esque on the reverse, not as fast, but definitely diesel like that, look like he hard to tackle.
The fact that you running it.
Right.
That's what that was great. That was what I thought was great. Again, that's something that, you have to game plan for.
Right. Running those reverses with those tight ends. I feel like we got a couple of those guys can do that. Prother out there showing his catch radius, and what is he? 6'5"? That's listen, man.
He's a nice looking athlete.
Right. Hey, your tight end on a reverse, man. That can create so many mismatches.
Right. And
every time he goes in motion, he just it wrecks your brain as a defensive coordinator.
Right. And I'm like JV, man, like as much as I don't want to, I just feel like it's too much talent in that room to hold on to everybody. I mean, after this year, you, of course, you know, you got lucky he'll be moving on to the NFL, but that's it. You know, and it's
We're
still
gonna need at least 3.
we go right.
Yeah, we don't have to have.
And you know, every class we got us a top 5 tight end. You know what I'm saying? So the next man up, and then some of the guys. Shout out to some of the guys that's I want to say his name was Blanchard or something like. It was a couple of Colton Heinrich. I think his name was. It's like we just got guys. You know, guys that we forget about. So bodies on top of bodies, man. And shout out to the tight end room because now what I want to see is us utilize those guys. I don't want to see 30 catches this year. You know what I'm saying? If it's 30 catches, there better be another 20 totes or 30 totes.
30 catches need to be from one tight end. Not the
the guys, let's not get carried away because we're gonna have at least 4 of them playing. And if that's a lot of balls, right? I mean, we know who we dealing with right now. So, you know, I put it in perspective. I would like everybody who touches the field at that position to be a threat to receive the ball.
Right. I'm with you. And again, we said before we got on, Shawty had mentioned earlier this year, 12 personnel is a must on every play, if not 13. You know, depending on how you
13.
Depending on how you draw it up. And then we got the running backs. You know, I told Shawty I was impressed with the running back room. You know, Nate, hopefully nothing serious went down on the first play or whatever. But I feel like that room is deep. But the top of the room, I feel like going to get the bulk of the orders. We talked about Peanut last week. You know, where does he fit in? He looked decent out there, but I just don't know because Dowdell looked better than I thought he was going to look. This could be rough for Mr. Bo Walker and Peanut to get them carries out there.
The thing about Peanut, he got a
I was gonna say you got some fragility that kind of seems to be making its way through that room, man. And you know, I like Peanut speed. I like what he gives to the offense. But if you're looking at the fact that it seems like every time he came off the ground, he was limping or holding something. Like, man, you know, like I was saying to Shawty and some of the fellas, JJ, he almost runs to get kind of blown up. He like for some reason he don't protect himself enough as a runner.
Right.
And maybe that's because of the sprinting style he has, but he's gonna have to protect himself with them pads and them elbows a little bit more than he does because he gives his body up, which I think is probably the main issue with him. Always receiving some type of stinger or something. But Dowdell,
listen.
But the thing that Peanut has though is that he has that
extra gear
and to be a specialist, like third down in terms of, you know, not short. You're like Dowdell, that kid, he looked great, but he's gonna probably be more for short yardage, you know, those type of situations. And just like, you know, we were trying to say, like Peanut, in my opinion, should get those snaps that Cash was getting.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's say, what was your thoughts on Bo Walker? Same or less or what?
Didn't really see enough of him.
Right. That's what I wonder why that was because everybody, like we was playing everybody.
You know, you probably don't want, you know, you ain't trying to do too much banging. You know, then your first back go down the first. You know what I'm saying? The first snap.
Which is why I thought Bo was gonna get more carries. Well, especially once
we ain't gonna probably hand it off too tough. You know, we ain't trying to do too much banging. You know.
Yeah.
And then when I saw him, he was with I want to say the second line too, which, you know, I mean, look, the spring is great, but there tends to be a pretty big drop off when you go from the first line to the second line and you're a running back. You know, going against the defense. Defense normally have the advantage on, you know what I'm saying, second and third teams a lot of times. So I mean, I think I might have even saw Bo maybe 1 or 2 series.
Right.
I can't remember seeing him more than that.
Right. I'm interested to see as time goes on, even next season, like how his role progresses. Kate Hill, what's going on? RTA's photographer in the building says both.
What's okay, Hill?
Right. Oh man. So let's talk about some players specifically. You can bounce all over, JB. It don't matter defense, special team, offense. What players are making some noise?
Well, I was excited to see Proto out there, man. I like the way he moved, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to be a position homer again right there, because there's so many guys in that position that I feel like are difference makers. So we don't just have, I think we have dudes. We have some dudes in that position, and later on in I think I might have had already pulled off and left, but. He scored a touchdown later on. He looked good and smooth running routes. So I was impressed with him. He had Rodell out there. Super impressed with how he looked. He looked in that dealt Brock Bauer mold. And then, realistically, I wasn't too mad at some of the passes, like the deep balls that I saw from Gunner. I appreciate it. Now he did miss a couple of I know he missed one post deep with my guy running wide open, stroking in front of the DB. But he threw a couple of good balls. He did kind of give us some of the old Gunner panic feet. But I'm looking, I was looking for him to at least go deep when it required it, and I saw that from him. So I was cool with that. And then of course on the other side. We had some key injuries on defense. So some of those young guys just seemed like they were filling the gaps adequately. I didn't see anything that was like, oh, my God, I can't believe this is happening. Right. So, the D linemen looked like they were fitting up. The linebackers looked like they were fitting up. So you don't get a whole lot from spring, man, but I didn't have nothing to have me walking out of the spring game saying we got to do better and got to get better.
I got you. Shawty, what about you, man? Some players you were impressed with?
I mean, I have a list, man. It was a lot of guys, to be honest, man, but I'm going to go back to Peanut the White Phillips, man. I think, again, even in the spring game, with the tenderness, he showed, the explosiveness. I think he broke out 2 20-plus yard runs or something like that. He was showing off his explosion. So I think we got to find a way. I think he's made the biggest jump. Every year he seems to get a little bit better, and I think it's time to get this young man some touches. I was also impressed with Josh Jackson, man. It was good to see him get in because, unfortunately, my boy Ernest Green gave up, in my opinion, a sack in the second drive when Gunner made that long completion down the left half of the field. It should have been a sack, but it's the spring, they wouldn't call it.
Right.
And it was a speed rush. Josh Jackson, it was impressive to see him. I mean, he still got some going to go. But with that left tackle not being solidified, guys, I mean, that could be a trouble position if Ernest Green can't hold it down. I mean, I also CJ Wilder, he was impressive. He's made a jump.
You was impressed with CJ? He had like 3 drops, dog. They hit him in the gloves.
I just like, at least I like to see what he's doing. I like to, at least he's getting on the field. He's acclimated. He just got a lot that he's improved on. Cause we know he was raw, man.
Right.
I'm just talking about the player that I don't see made a jump from last year to this year.
I got you. Okay. I like Braylon Conley, the D cornerback, number 24 in black. He was all over the field. I felt like he was in phase a lot. Tyreek Green was all over the field. That dude definitely an athlete. You guys said it, and I know he has the legend brewing of the championship game. How he showed out on both sides of the ball. Definitely gonna be a defensive player. I feel like he's gonna get some snaps early. I don't know how many snaps, but I feel like he'll be like Dinkins was last year. He'll get in the game and play somewhere. Of course, Dowdell, I knew he was going to be a short yardage back, but I actually think he's going to get more than just short yardage carries, more so than the guy we had last year in that McCray. Yeah. McCray was like, for me, just like we tried to make him more than the short yardage, but it wasn't really his forte. I feel like Dowdell is definitely can get more than just those short yards. Like if it's 3rd and 6, we still can have him out there. I don't know what his hands I mean, I think he caught one pass maybe, but I feel like he definitely gonna get some touches. Black Continuum says he was impressed with number 11 Bell, which is Jeremy Bell, the wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely fed him the ball a lot. They do, understandably so. We heard about him last year in practice. Didn't get to see him on the field a lot this last year, but I think we might see this dude get some snaps. I don't know how many touches because there's so much talent on offense, but
Again,
definitely
we went deep in that room.
we did go deep in the room. Of course, I'm glad to see Talon Taylor healthy. You know what I'm saying? As far as wide receiver, I don't think he like bad, but I wasn't impressed with Isaiah Kenyon, to be honest with you. I need him to high point the ball a little bit more. He kind of like waits on the ball to fall in his hands and things like that. I'm like, we brought you over here to go get those 50-50 balls. So if he could get up and get Isaiah Canyon, number 6.
Okay, big guy.
Yeah. Right. Like Pro Throw was more high pointing the ball, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. He got an inch or two on Canyon, but I need Canyon to hop up there and get them balls a little bit better. I like
getting behind the defense. I'm gonna tell you that
he get behind the defense. Now, a couple of them throws, you know, I don't know if I want to put it on him not going to high point or the ball not being out in front enough. Once you get behind the DB, the quarterback should lead you a little bit. So
one of those needs to adjust better to that ball.
Right. The first one I felt like he should have went up and got, you know, it hit off the DB helmet. I was like, up and high point the ball, it might not get there. Steve getting in there better. What going on there? He say Milliner. That's God, what position is that? What position is that? Don't give me the line. Give me a first name, Steve.
I had George Horton on my list too.
He was Millender. Got you. I was about to say, yeah, I definitely did like Millender, and I'm gonna talk about the quarterback room here.
It's a quarterback, right?
Right. That's number 19. Yeah, I liked him. And then Ahmad Brooks at linebacker, like you say, didn't it's spring ball, so he don't get to really get after the quarterback. But I thought he looked very athletic out there at that outside linebacker position. I don't know if he'll get any snaps once everybody gets healthy, but the future does look bright for that kid. So since you Black Continuum said QB, right? QB Millender, yes, Millender, I think that's how you pronounce it. So one thing I was watching for
Hezekiah.
Yeah, Millender.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Millender, or however you pronounce it. Yeah, that's what it is. So Steve said he liked him. I liked him too. I liked the young guy. I know he was going against the size 13 team or whatever, Beaver. But as far as his mechanics, his arm talent, ball placement, things like that, I definitely was impressed with that. So
that backup quarterback position may not be.
Well, Kirby said that it's still a battle, and that's why I wanted to talk about the quarterback room a little bit. So, first off, the head man in charge, Gunner. The one thing I was looking for him, and we talked about this, like to use all that talent for in the tight end room that we got, he's got to be able to throw the ball in between the hashes. And I counted him on Saturday. He threw in between the hashes twice. I need that. He gonna have to work on that because otherwise, our tight end talent, if you know, unless it's another quarterback in, our tight end talent gonna be utilized about the same amount it was last year. I mean, the throws he made was good, but like he just chooses, other than the touchdown where there was no linebackers in the middle of the field and it was on like the 2-yard line. There was one other throw inside the hashes, so I need him to get inside the hashes. Pugs look terrible. I don't know how else to put that. So but I'm not too worried about it because the guys behind him look better than him. So like you say, Sean, I think that's the reason why that number 2 position is still up for grabs. Millender got some time. Beaver didn't get as much time. Montgomery didn't jump off the page, but he definitely looked better than Pugs, in my opinion. So you guys' thoughts on the quarterback room overall?
Well, I had already kind of told you what I thought about Gunn, and I know he didn't throw over the middle, but we know that's an issue for him. I personally feel like he, even in the shotgun, he might need to take a step or two on his drop to give him more distance so that he can see the middle of the field a little bit better, because that's something that teams key on. I think teams rely on that now. They just know that's not our strong suit. And that's something that we're going to have to get him acclimated to before the season starts. It's going to be a long year for us if we don't, though. But I think we got outside talent also. So, what am I really saying here? I just think he needs to get better doing that too, guys. But the other guys, I can't agree with you more, Coach. I thought that Bugs was, I ain't gonna say he was hot garbage because it was warm out there, but he didn't impress. He didn't impress at all.
He didn't look like a backup, right? Not at Georgia.
Actually, no, he didn't. He looked like he looked like a guy who hadn't been here a year already, right, and had some hotly contested moments in practices and got a little draw at the clock burn. He didn't look good at all. So right. I mean, I would expect a guy who's had some time here to look a little bit better and a little bit crisper. You know what I mean? And again, I think Steve said it. Millinder
with a D.
Him, yep. My guy. Look, if you go by spring ball, he threw some good balls. He threw he threw into some windows. He threw into some tight windows. Guys made some good catches, but he threw into some tight windows. And I like the aspect of his athleticism. So, not to run down the whole roster, but Montgomery was more than pedestrian, but less than great. Right. And so, not really hot, not really cold on anybody in that room right now. I'm just, we got to see more.
Got you. Shawty, your thoughts after Stevie G getting in, our resident Oklahoma fan. He says, "While Coach is live, nodding, chucking buckets. Hope you guys are ready to take an L to Oklahoma." Okay. Hey, Stevie G, make sure you come back. When we play Oklahoma.
Taking juice box bits, baby.
Shawty. Hey, listen, Black Continuous say we need another number 2.
I mean, my sentiments are pretty much the same. My theme would be is that, to have guys in the system for 2 and 3 years and some, it was underwhelming for me. I'm gonna have to be honest. I really don't know what we would do if Gunnar were to go down. And, that room and the development, I don't know what's going on. I had posed a question, I think a couple of shows ago about how often is it too hard? Or, I don't know what's going on, but it was underwhelming to me, man. And I think we have to be able to fortify that position a lot better than we have. I did see some potential. I was impressed with Hezekiah as well. I think he's in his second year, but that's the guy who seems to have made the biggest leap, right, especially from a fundamental standpoint. Just from what I've seen from his freshman year, is night and day. But the other 2 guys, it was very underwhelming for them to be in the program so long and play the way they played.
I'm definitely with you, Doug. I don't know what we're going to do going into the season because we talked about wanting Gunnar to run a little bit more, but if we ain't got nobody back there, they might not be using Gunnar in that running game like that. C-Rod get in, they felt that second QB spot was something that needed to be addressed. Why we needed Curtis. Yeah, I ain't been at practice, so I don't know what they be doing. It's hard to judge them off of one day, but if I was just judging them off of one day, Hezekiah and the freshman look better than the other 2. That's just, like I say, Pugs is definitely somebody that's at the bottom of the list. I don't know. Maybe I know. Shout out to Jake Bobo for getting in and completing the pass. I didn't even know he was on the roster.
Game plan, and a lot of getting looks. Who knows? Again, it's just spring, but right, whatever you're running, you want to be running more effectively and smoothly and executing better.
Right. On the defensive side, Bolden, solid. I saw somebody online that said Bolden is a boring player because he just makes all the plays. It doesn't make the ESPN highlight, but he's always where he needs to be. That other spot, we had Branch out there. We had Khalil Barnes, Tyreek Green got some reps back there. I don't know if that second safety spot is solidified either. You know what I'm saying? I think I don't think they're in as bad a shape as the backup quarterback, but I think they look better than the backup quarterback room. So the linebackers look athletic.
This position too than the quarterback position.
Right, it is. So the linebackers look athletic as always, but that I think the standout for me on defense outside of, like I said, I was impressed with Braylon Conley playing DB, but that the front seven, the D lineman interior specifically, depth. Like you say, Josh Horton, I think he came in with the second or third team or whatever. But whenever he was out there, he was good. Elijah Griffin was good. B. Skrilla, what's going on? He says no pass rush, solid inside right. That was what I was getting at. He said this will be the youngest D line in years. So hopefully we can have some game changes that maybe not make sacks going up the middle, but at least disrupt the plays to push them out there to some of these athletic guys. Outside of Quintavious Johnson. Again, what's out the guy named Gabe? What's his name? Gabe Harris. He's out for the spring, so we don't get to see him. But Quintavious was out there. He looked like Quintavious, of course. But I'm looking. I don't know what's going on with Isaiah Gibson. I asked this last Tuesday. We ain't heard nothing about him, and he came in highly touted with Elijah Griffin. But I honestly didn't see him Saturday. I mean, maybe I don't know what jersey number he is, but I didn't see him.
I had my phone. I need to get the roster. Not the roster, but the roster.
Right, and
he was number 29 on Saturday.
Did you see him around the play, JV? Maybe not make a play. Did you see him around the play?
Just because I'm just really finding out that he was number 29, I can't say that I did, but I absolutely can't say that he wasn't out there doing it too. So,
right,
and we were trying to figure out these guys on the fly because everybody done changed numbers, seems
everybody.
Right. So we steady trying to go back and forth, look on the phone, see rosters, and look on a program. But to your point, I'm not 100% sure. Let's just say 29 didn't flash enough to make me say, dang, who was number 29?
Right. I did B Scroll say AJ London will play early, linebacker, if I'm not mistaken.
Deep.
It is deep out there. Like I say, I felt like if you talk about the freshmen coming in, him and Brooks, if they didn't make a play, they was around the play, they was in the spots. But he struggled on. He says he made some pressure. He had some pressure, but struggled on doubles. And I think that'll come with time, of course, because going against our offense, especially the offensive line, a lot of those guys are multi-year players. Here I don't know if we played or I didn't pay attention. Any true freshman offensive lineman, if we did, what I'm saying, most of those guys are second, third.
I think what's the name? Zaki
Helton. Is that his name?
Yeah. I heard he may end up starting at the guard. I think he did start. Did he start at guard?
No, they had 60. Well, who used to be what's his name that be beside Warren Gaston? He started. And then on the other side, it was was it Cortez? No, Cortez Smith. He was backup center. Listen, I was out there like y'all, like, who is this number? I remember. I was like, this dude used to wear a different number. People with low digits or wide receiver changing digits. I'm like CJ Wiley went from 6 to 4, so it took me a couple of series. I'm like, oh, CJ Wiley number 4. I got it. I'm like. I don't know what's going on. Landon Rowland was 84. Now he 8. I'll tell you something. It was I'm really interested to see who's gonna be the punt returner in this group of people because I think we tried about 5 or 6 people. Kirby trying to get a look to see who actually can field the punts. Of course, that's the most important. But I know we had some straight line speed back there, but not many people that can make people miss without Sokobi being on the field. So
yeah, I was gonna say Sokobi, I think gonna be that guy.
I'm
hoping him trotting around the end zone a little bit. So
what was his injury?
Another guy, though.
Do we know what his injury was? Sokobi, is it is it a surgery injury or he just?
I don't think so because he had pads on and he was, and he looked like he was, game day. I'm not playing, but I still got to do some working out. It wasn't nothing serious like it wasn't an injury. I think he was just hurt.
I got you. Say, B Scrub said they're so deep they got to play so many players. Numbers will be a premium. Listen, you're gonna have to get a number you don't like. I seen the tight end with 47 out there.
Hey man, don't get on them 40s now. That 48 in the building. You know what I'm saying?
But that's you know what I mean, that real talk. And you know, we kind of, you know, at least I be hard on that. You have to get a coaching staff some credit for, you know what I'm saying, being able to acquire this kind of depth in our era. In our era, you know what I'm saying, being able to have this kind of depth. I mean, across the board. I mean, we got depth like across the board for the most part. A lot of talent, and, you know, so you know, you have to give them credit for that, man. That's something you have to give them credit for.
Right, and it's I mean, it's always a conundrum to play these guys as well, not just giving them numbers, but you know, just looking at the linebacker spot. Of course, you know, we'll have Raylan Wilson back, Chris Cole, Justin Williams, but then some of those younger guys, like you talked about, Zayden Walker didn't even participate. He'll be back, and then you got some of the true freshmen who may get a snap or two. If we can get a lead, it'll be good, so we can prep some of these younger guys. I need us to, in those two gimme games, we need to get a big lead so that we can get some quarterback reps out there. I'm gonna be harping on that a lot.
That was come being so young. You know, you had to play those players so young. So you got so many coming back. They young, but now they got film. So you know, that kind of bodes well for the future if we can hold on to everybody.
Right, that's going to be the thing I think coming up in the off season is who we get to hold on to. Of course, the portal era, you know, we'll see about that. Be Skrill say we're 45 deep at most positions. Good that we're that deep on in the trenches. That's one thing, because we had a lot of nicks and bruises in the trenches, and like I say, that battle for that left tackle spot is definitely going to be interesting. They did on a couple of series move. What is the guard that's always beside Warren Gaston? He was 63 last year, but he's a different number or something this year. He's really good. What's his name?
Tomorrow, is it one Tolliver was?
No. He played last year. He started last year. Glover. So they played him on both sides, and you know we kind of talked about that last week. If you need to play Josh Jackson, maybe you put Josh Jackson on that right side and then move Warren Gaston to the left. But he played some of the left as well, and they did move. He definitely moved like he used to play basketball with some quick feet. So that's going to be interesting to see. I want to see whoever's over there be able to handle the speed rush, because that right there, you know, Green, we know that's his weakness, and you know, I don't think we got the speed rushes to expose it. So we'll see what it looks like once we get to the season. Appreciate that. Black continual, it was Glover, and then like I say,
game time could be a shocker, huh?
Listen, I mean, because you know what I'm saying, we got a lot of talent, but we ain't got the Adam Andersons or the Leonard. Like we got one guy, Chad Linton. I think he looks kind of like Leonard Floyd-esque in his build and his physical physique. I don't know if he can get off that edge like Leonard Floyd, but that was Ernest Green's issue last year, speed rusher. So if he can't deal with the speed rusher, then John Jackson might have to be in there. But then who knows what John Jackson gonna look like against the defensive line trying to run the ball. So it might be left tackle by committee. I don't know. The backfield will be the surprise of the season. I was definitely Chauncey looked good in that number 5. Shout out to the jersey change for him. He looked good in that number 5, and he was bouncing off folks.
There's a lot of responsibility playing running back and being number 5 though.
Right, because there's that. Listen, outside of Garrison, there's only been one other, it's Michael Cooper, and so the running backs definitely look good. I thought the whole room overall looked good. It was a couple of runs what Chauncey had. I was like, I don't know if I need to be happy Chauncey bouncing off people or mad because we ain't making a tackle. This is kind of what you go through in the spring. He is big, and he looked like he's been in the gym even more. I don't know if maybe it's the number 5, but he looked like he's a little bit more chiseled this year. I don't know.
he looked good out there. Like, that was the first thing I saw. I was like, who? First of all, who is that in number 5?
Right.
With Chelsea. I was like, he looked a little different.
And that what I was getting at, you know, like just in the bodies, you can see the transformation, you know what I'm saying, for some of these kids, like Dwight Phillips again, even him, like he finally looked like he might be.
He did look like he put on. Right. He looked like he might be the listed 185.
Right.
B. Skrill say he run like Torrin Kirksey.
Yeah, but he had his pads buckled. Torrin used to hit it. Torrin might not even have his shoulder pads buckled.
Just be flapping everything,
Right. So
TK.
Yeah, he ran hard though.
Super hard.
And it looked like all of them been working on catching out of the backfield too. So it's like we don't be as predictable, you know what I'm saying, when we bring in the cash back in the, the last couple of seasons where they know we throwing it to him because he's the only one that can catch out of the backfield. So hopefully we get the same Nate we had last year, and then you get Chauncey on top of that with Dowdell, and then some explosiveness from Peanut. And Jalen Moore didn't look bad. You know what I'm saying? He won't get no touches this year in real time. I don't think the other guys just too much. You know
what? They may get them third down snaps now.
I feel like the top three in the running back room gonna get all the snaps, and because I think all of them can catch out of the backfield, and they, they're more seasoned. Kirby's big on pass pro. That's one reason why he said Cash used to play all the time, because Cash could pass pro and catch. So, now I don't know what Peanut gonna look like in pass pro if we putting him out there on third down, but my thing is, if he can't pass pro, then just put him out there when we throwing it to him, or when he in the route. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
To have more explosives, right? That's one of the kids that can get those explosive plays for you.
I mean, we really have some major mismatches, man, with our personnel for real. If we actually utilize these guys and create these mismatches, whether that's 12 or 13. You can give me 22 personnel, and then let somebody out 23 personnel, next them out, then bring them in. I mean, we have matches that we can create just simply by putting people in a position and putting them then in a different position on the field to create that mismatch. We need to be we need to be looking at that.
Right. Hopefully we need to be really creative on offense with the formations and personnel. I'm definitely with you. B Scrolls say the tight ends will be again will be a major part of the offense. No doubt they're gonna have to be. Again, it's way too much talent to not be getting these guys the ball. Barbar looks to be 100%, and he was a major part.
Starters might not be the best tight end.
Might not, in the long run, we shall see. Again, like I say, we didn't need to see Lucky, on Saturday, but we know that dude can, tote that tater and catch it and block and all that too. So we're gonna need some creativity out of this offensive staff so that we can get these guys the ball, because being underutilized will have us in positions where the offense not moving the ball, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So it may not look sexy, long as it's effective. That's all I care about.
Tight ends will help us from, and I think I mentioned this kind of sort of to JB, I think, while we was at the game. The tight ends will kind of help, the offense not be so much boom or bust. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to always throwing to outside the numbers, it's just penthouse or poorhouse. Those 50-50 balls, back shoulder balls. The tight ends allow you to, throw through some seams and some square ends, some all kind of stuff over the middle of the field, and even outside the lines too. But bigger targets, and you can run more combination routes as opposed to just throwing flies and goal routes down the outside of the field.
Right, which is back to the point of we just need the ball distributor to throw it inside the hashes when these guys are open, because they are bigger targets. He's a little shorter, on the shorter side for a QB. So I get some of that too, but these guys are huge. Elias Williams, he's 6'6". I think Lucky's 6'5", ain't he?
No, he about 6'4", 6'3".
3-6. Yeah.
I got you.
We're about 6'7". I think he's 6'6".
Right, Pro Throw is in that range.
I think he like about 6'4 and a half, 6'5". He a nice looking guy.
Right, I think the shortest tight end we got is Barbar.
He more of a halfback. More of an H-back.
Right, he more right.
I was saying that at the game.
Right. So we got a question from Black Continuum. He said, do you guys agree or disagree with the statement Steve Smith made about our offense and QB? So Black Continuum, we did touch on this a little bit last week. And I'm kind of try to reiterate what Shawty said, because we all kind of felt the same. From what he said, he's not wrong from an NFL standpoint. So NFL evaluators, of course, they are looking for potential, but he's, Steve Smith is just evaluating receiver position, period, from like running the whole route tree. We get it. They didn't run, Zachariah Branch didn't get to run as many route concepts as needed, but in the college game, we used Zachariah Branch and highlighted his strengths, which is what we said was going to happen at the beginning of the year last year. Zachariah Branch, number one strength is what he can do with the ball after he catches the ball. So a lot of that was the emphasis on getting him the ball right now so he can make people miss, and he showed that time and time again. So, I mean, he's right in one sense, but that's not what we needed him for. So I don't know, Shorty, if I summed that up, if you had something to add on to that, or you or JV.
No, yeah, I mean, that's about it as well. And at the same time, I don't think it, there was a lot of truth in what he said, like Coach said. And at the same time, I think, we know what Garner is also. I think he may be limited in some of his arm talent and some things that he may do. So that may predicate a lot of the things you do on offense as well. So, I mean, it's a give and take for both of them. He didn't really say anything wrong, but, to Coach's point, we used him the way we needed to use him.
Right. You saw what he said, JV?
You talking about Steve Smith?
Yeah.
And I not to be the dead horse, but I agree with what both of y'all said. And I don't too much disagree with what he said.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Right. So B Skrill said it was spring game playbook, scale back to see guys flying around. Branch is gonna be okay. Right.
Grand Theft Videos had a pretty good question, Coach.
Grand Theft, there we go. Do we have a weak link position on the team? Weak link position on the team. I'll let you guys. I think we do.
Mm-hmm.
When I say weak link, I don't want nobody to try to exploit it. It would be whoever's playing safety opposite KJ. That's just the one to jump off my page right off top. What about you guys, to Shawty?
I say, to your point, it's safety position and also the wide receiver position, and not necessarily that it's weak as in not talented. Just we don't know what the production we're going to get from it.
Right. What about you, JV?
Man, hey, listen, I was going to go to route of special teams because I thought that our punter was phenomenal last year. But you know what? In the spring game, those guys were kicking the air out the ball, man.
Listen,
the won't. Yeah,
I'm like you, JV. Like the first punt, I was like, I'm tuned in like it's the natty. I'm like, let me see what this, because we had a Ray Guy Award winner, you know what I'm saying? And had him for 3-4 years, I'm like, what? He booted it. It was like 47 yards, and it had some hang time. I said, okay, okay,
Listen, so that that was really what I was thinking, and both of you guys kind of touched on the safety and receiver too, man, because we do have talent. We just don't have guys that have made plays yet. So, it's a difference. There's a lot of folks with talent running around here, but you got to make some plays on the field. You got to separate yourself from. You got to become a dude.
You got to become a dude.
And the Black Continuum could be right too, because from a depth standpoint, I mean, he ain't lying. We only know what we got at the number one spot.
Right. I was gonna say, both QBs on both sides, the QB of the defense and the QB on offense. You know what I'm saying? B Skrilla said no weak links, just young.
Tomato,
that could be a weak link.
Tomato, potato.
Man.
I would say, to Black Continuum's point, like we all agree, it's the fact that we don't have a solidified number two is why this position may be, could be a weak link, because everybody knows, in football, you just one play away, you know what I'm saying? So we shall see how that develops in in fall ball. Kirby did address, somebody asked him after the game, you know what I'm saying? He said that the number two spot wasn't solidified. So it may not be Pugs, it may not be Montgomery, it might be Millender, or give a freshman a chance. We'll see, but somebody got to step up so we can solidify this room.
And we generally give the coaching staff credit because they didn't go into the portal to get anyone. So we obviously think that they felt good about what they had coming back, right?
Right. 19 will make plays, make his plays at QB, right? At QB. 19, I like JV brought it up. I like his athleticism, so he can make plays when the play breaks down. So we'll see if he gets some real snaps at 2 and 3 in fall ball also. And then like the development of these guys again is going to depend on, like, if you don't get this play under the lights, that goes a long way to what you are the following season. So we got to build some leads and let these guys get in the game because we didn't do that a lot last year. So that's what I'll say to that. So, okay, just to close out the show, the biggest takeaways from G-Day, JB.
Biggest takeaway from G-Day, man, is that number one, we're youthful. We were youthful, one of the youngest teams last year. I would pretty much bet that we are the youngest team with impact players and players that need to have an impact on the game going into the season. So we're gonna have to mature quickly. We're gonna have to figure it out on the fly because spring ball goes by extremely fast, and also you're trying to get everybody on the field as much as possible. But in the fall, man, it's going to have to be some real focus on execution and expectations of execution for a lot of these young guys. So I would say that's it. That we're going to really, we have a young team, and we're going to, we shouldn't be surprised if we have some of those early season struggles similar to what we did last year before we hit kind of a stride.
Right, because we did get rather hot the last 4 games of the regular season and the SEC championship, despite having injuries each of those weeks. Shotty, what about you, man? Biggest takeaways from GD?
The biggest takeaway I had is, man, that, this man here, this coach is going to have, I don't know how he's going to do it. It's only one football. Coming away from that spring game, the plethora of talent that we have, he's going to have a hell of a job trying to incorporate game plans and getting everybody involved and finding the hot hand and being able to ride it too. I just don't know how. I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't.
And I thought that goes into my takeaways. The tight end room is like, I know we've always had a deep tight end room. I dare say this is the deepest room we've had under Kirby. Again, there's no Brock Bowers, but when Brock Bowers was here, of course we had Brock, and then we had Big O, you know what I'm saying, and then you get Delp coming in, but then it was like a little, I ain't gonna say a drop off, but the talent we have now, again, Pro Tour doesn't have the experience, of course, and then Barbara got hurt, so he don't have the experience, but the talent is just crazy, and I'm like you, Shuddy. Bobo got to figure it out. I mean, I wouldn't want his job, and then to be able to have to give it to these running backs, give it to these tight ends, and then fit in the wide receiver somewhere. The wide receiver position we talked about, not as strong as we want it to be. But I think because we got the tight ends that we do, I don't know if that'll rear its ugly head as much as it could have if we didn't have the tight end room that we have. And the defense definitely looks fast and athletic. We're going to see if we can get some pressure on the ball. We was missing a lot of people in G-Day because of injury. So I think that's a good thing as far as what we saw, despite missing. A lot of them were starters, you know what I'm saying, or people that played major minutes. So that's I'm with JB. I think we got some bumps and bruises just like we did. But I don't know if it'll be as bad. Like, I don't know if we'll have games where we don't play but one quarter of defense. You know what I'm saying? Last year we started out the year where, I want to say Tennessee game, we only played the fourth. Really, it was only the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we'll have that, but there's definitely going to be some missed assignments here there. But I think overall, as the season goes on, with this 9-game SEC season, I think it's good that we got the depth that we had, and that's what I like to see at G-Day.
I think they'll start faster too. This defense will start faster to catch on than last year's defense. Like, they didn't get into it to maybe about week 7, 8.
Right.
I think this defense will start up a lot faster because so many of those guys already played.
Right, all of them played. Maybe not in the too deep, but was definitely getting some rotation. So I think that's while we are young, super young. I think a lot of those guys had to play last year because we was young last year. So that's going to help out, especially I really like that O-line. So I'm definitely positive coming away from G-Day. Still some things to work on as always. So we'll see. Just a spring, right? We have got a couple of months to do some individual workouts, then come back in the fall, get ready and get it started. Got 2 of those. I want to say Tennessee State, Beach Grilla said, and then one more game, and then 10 other P1 games, and then we're gonna have to get it in. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's the price that you pay to be the top dog around here. So before we get out of here, JB, tell the people what you got going on.
Hey man, hey listen, coming out of spring game, I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to kind of taking these next few months, taking in the summertime. And don't have a lot of activity, man. Looking forward to this World Cup coming up too, guys. I know I don't know if any of you guys are gonna be checking out these matches, but interested in seeing what the world loves about the World Cup right here in our backyard. That's about it, man. I don't have a whole lot. I'll be here Tuesday nights, and I might even be popping in with my guy Shouty on Just My Damn Opinion when he crank up a show here or there. But find me here. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Shouty, tell the people what you got going on, where they can find you, man.
Yeah, man. Obviously, you can find me here on Respect the Hedges on Tuesday nights when the season kicks off. But other than that, man, I'll be laying low. You can also find me on Just My Damn Opinion, as JB said, when I kick that off. But, man, this is the worst time of the year, man. You don't have football for the next 2-3 months. So it's just the worst time of the year. So, I'd be bouncing around on everybody's podcast, man.
Hey, man, you can always watch UFL, dog.
I watch reruns.
Rerun, there you go.
Hey, JP, I was doing the same thing. Hey, man, I'm like, I'd rather just find an old dog game. You know what I'm saying? So,
first time of the year, man.
Hey, it is what it is, man. We appreciate everybody joining in today on Tailgate Kings Facebook, on Fan Addict Facebook, and on RTH YouTube, and on Just My Damn Opinion YouTube, man. Listen, you can find us here, man. We'll be popping in here and there on the off season, and y'all know we'll be rocking and rolling every single Tuesday during the season. So make sure y'all tap in with us, man. For my guys, JB, Shouty, our guys not here, CA, Cool Cal, and E-Rob. I'm your boy, Coach I. Remember to always respect these hedges and go Dogs.
And we out.